Alright, good evening everyone. It is Sunday. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. It's February 6th. Been wanting to do this for about 2 days now, but come home yesterday. We had did some errands to run. And then come home yesterday evening and my wife / the house accountant did our taxes. Both my son's taxes. So it was late when she got that done. And I had dinner in the crock pot. Was getting ready to, I was thinking about doing it then, and our pressure switch messed up on our oil pump, so I had to get that taken care of. Then we got dinner eaten, so now here I am. Going to do a quick review on my 2020 Elite Kure. It's the first Elite Bow I ever had. And if you look back on my channel 2 summers ago, I did a little quick review out my backyard. Audio was terrible, the video was not very good. I was in the shadows. Had this thing for about a month, and I just did a little quick one, went over it real quick. I'm gonna hit some of those things again, but yeah, I just finished up my 2nd season with this bow, and go ahead and spoiler alert, it's my favorite bow I've ever had, and I love it. And I did not know until I sat down and wrote down all the bows I've ever had. This makes my 8th bow I've ever had, and all of them has been brand new except for the one I had right before this, and I'll get to that in a minute. Larry can do that. My first bow I ever had, and some of you guys, if you're not in the 40 or 50 year range, you might not know none of these bows. I was probably 14 or 15 years old. My mom got me one. It was the original Bear Whitetail Hunter. Many of you guys remember that one. And then a few years later, I got the Bear Whitetail Hunter 2. A little bit of improvement, and it was camouflaged. And then after that, I had a Golden Eagle, which is no longer in business. Up to this point, that was by far my favorite bow that I ever had, and I had that bow longer than I've had any other bow. Matter of fact, my youngest son will be 19 in August, and he was actually, he's going to be 20 in August. And I think he was probably 2 or 3 years old, and I was out shooting that bow out in the yard, and the cam busted on me. And I had that bow in my, oh gosh, mid-20s, I think, when I bought that bow. So I had that bow longer than I had any other ones, and I did not know that they went out of business or that bow could not be fixed until I went and tried to get it fixed. And anyway, one of the places I stopped at sold Parker's, and so they talked me into buying one of them bows, and I really liked that. That's actually what I shot my bear with, was that Parker bow. And then after that, I had a Bowtech for a short time. I don't remember the name of it. And then I had bought my oldest son a Diamond Edge bow, and he shot it for about a year, and he didn't want to bow hunt, so he wanted to try crossbows, and it was making them legal in West Virginia, so I bought him a crossbow. So I ended up selling my Bowtech, and I used that Diamond Edge for about 2 years. It was a good little bow. And then I sold it, and the only used bow I've ever had, and this has been my least favorite bow too, and that was a Matthews no cam. I actually bought it used. It was about a year old. The guy gave me a real good deal on it. You had it for about 2 years. I did shoot some deer with it, but the only Matthews I've ever shot, but the thing was extremely heavy. That was one of the heaviest bows I've ever shot, and I just really didn't particularly like it. And then, so I sold it, and 2 years ago, we had got a bunch of money to do a bunch of remodeling in our house, and I went and bought myself an early birthday present. And by far, this was the most expensive bow actually, the bow wasn't expensive, the hat was expensive. They said it was free, but they charged me a lot for the hat, and I got a really good deal on the bow. Right, honey? So, but anyway, altogether, I got a ton of money in this bow. I've never spent that much money on a bow before, but I am tickled to death with it, and I'm going to go over some of the specs with it. And I know you can't really see it. I can't hardly see it, but I bought me a red Sharpie because red is my favorite color, but I'm about to get a different color. And on the lower limb, I've been keeping track of the bucks I've killed, and on the upper limb, I've been putting marks on the does I've killed. So with this bow so far, I've killed 3 bucks and 2 does with this bow. I might get a bit more Sharpie. It is a 2020 Elite Kure 31 and 3/16 axle to axle. IBO speed is 335, but I'm nowhere near that because I shoot a really heavy arrow. Let off is 70, 80, or 90 pounds. I've got it set on 90 pounds right now. Draw weights go from 23 inches to 30 inches, and you can do all that on this cam. This was the first year that they made a cam and you could do that. You didn't have to change out modules. The weight goes from 40, 50, 60, 60, 65, and 70. I've got it set on 70 pounds right now, 90% let off. But after a little, of course, it's been getting harder on me anyway because of my shoulders. But I think I'm going to go down to 60 pounds, 65 pounds, and 80% let off. I'm going to try that and see how I'll do with that because biggest buck of my life last year during the first or second week of November. I could not get my bow pulled back. Between nerves and just being in the stand all day and extremely cold, I could not get the bow pulled back. So from that point on, I've been thinking about lowering it down, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, that's pretty much some of the details on that. I absolutely love the design on this riser. I don't know how well you can see that. I really like it, and it's a fairly light bow. I have a Octane Stabilizer. Right now it's 8 inches. You can unscrew it, it'll come out to 12 inches, but I just leave it like it where it's at. I've had this wrist sling for probably the last 3 bows I've had because it is red and black. I like that. I shoot a ripcord drop-weight air rest. Of course, they're red and black. If you didn't notice, that's my favorite colors. So I took my bow out in that. But I had one of these on, what was the other bow I had this on? I think the Bowtech that I had, not this particular one, but I had it on the Bowtech, and then I had it put on the Diamond Edge when I took it from my son. The Matthews had a Q8D drop rate which was pretty similar, but when I got this bow, I got a brand new one. I love that air rest. I have a True Glow 1-pin sight. It's a Range Rover, and you just loosen this knob over here and go up and down. But with my setup, I can set this thing on 30 or 32. I can set this pin on 30 yards, and 32 yards up to 5 yards. There's no difference. I can shoot any closer, any farther than that back that I have to move that around. It does feature these little limb stops back here. Well, you can either use limb stops where it comes around and hits this right here, which is what I've got, and gives you a solid back wall, or you can use it as a cable stop where it'll come, you can move it up here and it'll come around and hit your cable. But it does give you a little more spongy back wall. Like I said, this is the first Elite that I've ever had. I actually was looking at them when I was looking at that Matthews, and I kind of wish I went ahead and got one in, but I'm glad I didn't because this is the first year that they put the Tri-Cam track system on this thing, and allows you to do all the adjustments without taking it to a shop or anything else. And this was the first year that they used their set technology too. If you know anything about that, you don't have to take it to a bow press. When you go to paper tune, if you're getting left or right tires, it tells you exactly which way to turn these things. You loosen up the screw, you can turn this thing right here, either left or right, it tells you, but you got to turn both of them at the same point. When I bought this bow at the bow shop, this was the 4th one of the Kures that that guy had sold that year, and he helped me set it up. And at that point, he said the first 3, one of them straight out of the box was shooting bullet holes. He said the other 2 didn't take him more than 3 turns on these adjustments to shoot bullet holes. And I think on mine it took 2 or 3. It didn't take over 3, I know. It was either 2 or 3 turns. And we got this thing shooting bullet holes. It has been shooting bullet holes ever since. So that's the bow and all that. Here's the arrows. I've been shooting these for a couple years. When I started shooting this bow, I started shooting these. These are gold tips. These are Ted Nugent 300 spine. They are 10.8 grains a piece. I do shoot the green. I'll turn it on. Green nocturnals. I love these things. My whole arrow weight weighs 510 grains. I've got a 50 grain insert in here. I don't remember if it's stainless steel or aluminum. I can't remember. And I have a 125 grain Magnus Black Hornet, and I've been shooting these things for about 2 years, and they also wicked as well. And these things have a lifetime guarantee on them. If you destroy them for any reason, you can actually send a picture, email to them, and they'll send you a brand new broadhead. Or you can send the broadhead back if you want, but you don't have to. You can just simply take a picture of it. I haven't had that trouble yet, but I hope I never have to. Replacement blades for on these things are extremely cheap as well. The quiver I use is a G5 quiver. A good buddy of mine that's made a few of the things on the wall here for me actually gave me this, I think, just a few months before I bought this, and it looks pretty good for this bow. I do not shoot my bow in practice or hunt with it. When I get out in yard practice, I take it off. When I get to the tree, I take it off, and that's what that piece of paracord for is hanging on the side. And my release is a True Fire. I do not know the name of this thing. I've had this thing probably longer than I've had my wife. Not quite that long. We're going on, what, 27 years? And 25 married, been together 27. Actually this month. And actually tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I forgot about that. 27 years ago, yes, tomorrow. We went on our first date.
Yeah.
I just remembered that. Yeah, that's a good thing to remember, guys. I have gotten 2 other releases before and tried to replace this one, keep it as backup just because it's got so many miles on it. And I keep going back to it. I absolutely love this release. I know one of these days it's going to give away on me and I'm going to cry, but I actually love this release. Other than that, that's about all I was going to do on this video. Like I said, I did do one when I first got it in the backyard, but it wasn't a very good video. I went over just a little bit. But this is by far my favorite bow that I've ever had. If I ever get to the point where I can't shoot a bow again, I will shoot a crossbow just because I want to keep hunting. But as long as I can continue to take the weight down on this thing and my shoulders hold out, I am 55, I'll be 56 this year, but you know, age catches up with all this. That's why I got these freaking glasses on. But anyway, guys, I do have a bunch of subscribers, especially as last week has jumped up about 10 of them this past week, but I know over the last 6 or 7 months it's really jumped up. It's almost doubled. It's more than doubled. So, guys, I appreciate everybody watching, subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And while I'm at it, I've got a couple more videos in mind to get us through this post-season slumber thing we call winter to do before turkey season gets here. And one of them is I've had a few questions about some of the animals on the wall, so I'm not sure. Hopefully I'm going to try to get that one done here in the next month or so. I'll probably be putting my minnows out next week. May do a little video on that as well. So hopefully I can get some, about 2 or 3 on there. I need to do a review on my muzzleloader too, I got last year. So that being said, I'll have my wife turn the camera off. I'm going to hit the computer and get this thing edited, and hopefully it'll be uploaded sometime tonight. So thanks for watching, guys.